This VAWatchdog.org news video is brought to you by Bergman & Moore, LLC. Former VA attorneys now fighting VA for you. Call Bergman & Moore at 877-838-2889 or on the web at vetlawyers.com.
Well, I'm on a soapbox today, I'm telling you. This is something that just gets me exercised. Now, Jerry says he got a raw deal upon his return from Iraq in 2005. His wife, Rose, says the situation has reached a crisis point, and she says, to put it plainly, she's scared of him.
I served 5.5 years in the United States Army. My last year I spent in Iraq. The whole year was traumatic. In my platoon, we had several casualties. We're constantly on edge, and you're just tensed up the whole year, nonstop. Since I've been back from Iraq, I've had lots of panic attacks, anxiety, severe depression, drinking. It seemed like anything would set me off. It would go from angry to a fit of rage.
The look in his eyes, he's in another world. And he foams at the mouth, and it scares me.
It never crossed my mind that any of that stuff was related to Iraq, and I didn't know how to go about contacting the VA or anything.
There wasn't a transition back into family life. There was nothing.
I was finally diagnosed with PTSD when I went to the VA, and I was instructed to do cardio 4 times a week for 45 minutes at a time. That's not exactly what I was looking for. After a few months, things got worse, and my wife found me in the garage with a pistol in my hand.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, should I call? Should I call somebody? Who do I call? All I could do was just sit there on the steps and just wait. I'm not in his shoes, so I don't know what he's going through.
It's really hard to make the transition when you come out of the military. You go from being somebody basically to being nobody.
Okay, now I want to go to this point, Jerry, where it got so bad that you're in the garage holding a gun and suicide is in your mind.
Yes.
You're sitting in a garage with a gun in your hand. They say, well, we could work you in 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Basically.
No, I made the appointment. We were in that Monday. We went in the doctor's office, and I looked at him crying. I said, this is how I found my husband. If you don't do something now, I'm going to lose my husband, or he's going to lose his family. And his answer to that was, we can't do anything right now. It's going to take a while to get an appointment, and send us home. Why would you send us home?
Well, look, also joining us today is Fox military analyst Colonel David Hunt, who has some very strong feelings about the system as well. Colonel Hunt, what's going on here? I'm outraged at this.
Yeah, it's criminal conduct. I mean, this is not, all due respect to Congressman, we need some perp walks. We need some people walking down with handcuffs, coming out of both the VA and Congress, and going to jail for a while. What you found is a war we weren't prepared for. We didn't give the guys the right training, the right equipment. Then we didn't have the medical system set up. And the guys who always pay for the government's problems are the soldiers. These are horrific stories, and you love these guys, what they've done. But they're not atypical. This is typical. They get great medical care off the battlefield. They get blown up, they get cut back, and they go to Walter Reed. And it's when they go out the door from Walter Reed, they're lost. There's a system designed not to help them, but to support the bureaucracy. It's criminal behaviors. We suck at taking care of our soldiers.
Well, Congressman, what did you tell me the budget was for the VA?
Almost $100 billion. We have a new secretary coming in on January 20th, General Shinseki. He's well known for loving his troops.
But
It's
here's the
beyond
thing.
talk, though. You can't keep talking about this. We're spending $10 billion a month in Iraq. Stop spending the money in Iraq and spend it on this kid right here. Look, this is not hard. This is not hard. You got an injury like these guys have. You know what it's going to cost for the rest of your life. Give them a damn credit card, and it's good for medical service anywhere in the world, period. It's like a Visa card. It's not hard. It's just that the bureaucracy the Congressman's talking about and the VA, he's right, are good people. Congressman's not evil. The problem is, you got to break this system down. Shinseki is a good guy. He's got a foot missing. He's a warrior, a nice guy. But he can't do this. The system's got to be broken. These guys have got to be taken individually. We got great people behind us who are going to do this for free. There's no reason that this doctor should be giving this gift to this kid. This should have been done by the government as soon as he got his eye problem.
Okay, but here's the thing. We've got these men and women that need help now. We can't go into the typical political process and form a committee to plan a meeting, to design a form, to schedule another meeting, to plan another form. They need help now. The system is broken. Obviously, it's broken. We wanted to talk about that. So we contacted the VA, we contacted Department of Defense, and we asked someone from the VA to come on the show to tell us what was going on. And they said, okay, we'll do that, but we need to know what guest you're going to have on the show. So we said, okay. So we explained the guests that we're going to have, some of the people, and one of them canceled and couldn't come and sent us the following email. To the Dr. Phil Show, I want to thank you for all of your time and assistance. We received a phone call today, and we're notified that the Pentagon is now aware of our situation. We were advised not to continue with doing the show for the sake of his military career. I want to apologize for all the time you have spent on this. Thank you. They couldn't find, these guys couldn't find help with both hands, and then the day we disclose they're coming on the show, they get a call from the Pentagon. This is them saying it. I didn't get the call. Them saying it, saying, your career.
It's part of a pattern. Deny, 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 then cover up, cover up, cover up, then downplay what it is, and then hopefully years later, people will forget about it.
The type of kid that serves is not the type of family that goes into the service as volunteer military, is not the type that complains. They're the people that do this kind of a job. And then when it doesn't happen, they don't complain. And then when they do, there's no place to go. It's criminal. If the President of the United States wants to stand there and have soldiers behind him to make a point, how about having these guys behind him to make a point now, on the way out the door? It's going to take that kind of help to make this happen so great people like behind us are not having to give.
All right, more on the debate on health care for our veterans when we come back.
The last argument that we had, he literally grabbed me by the throat and he blacked out.
I was arrested for domestic violence. I'm in the cell thinking to myself, I don't belong here. This isn't me. I wouldn't hurt my wife intentionally. To me, it boiled down to not getting the treatment that I needed from the government, from the VA.
VAWatchdog.org, the nation's #1 independent veterans website. On the web at VAWatchdog.org.